Shifting focus now, Donald Trump's presidency has been defined by bluster, bravado and big claims, but recent signals show signs of a climb down. They suggest a president still talking tough but quietly looking for off-ramps. CIA Director John Ratcliffe has made a rare unannounced trip to Moscow for meetings with Russian officials. The agenda remains unclear at the moment, but the very fact that the U.S. intelligence channel with Russia is active is significant, especially as Moscow is engaged in a war with Ukraine and it remains a key player in the Iran crisis. The biggest test, though, is Iran. Washington is offering a potential trade-off. Sanctions and maritime pressure could be eased if Tehran agrees to reopen the Strait of Hormuz and halt attacks by Iran-aligned groups. The message was reportedly carried to Tehran by Pakistan's army chief, Asim Munir, during his visit to Iran. In another sign of de-escalation, the United States is starting to return diplomatic staff to West Asia missions that were evacuated or downsized during the war. The staff are being sent back to posts including Israel, Lebanon, Saudi Arabia and Baghdad, although some missions still operate below full strength. Washington says the move reflects a fresh assessment that the immediate risk of escalation has fallen, and the U.S. is also treading carefully around China. Remember, the Trump administration is targeting Iran's oil network, including entities linked to China and Hong Kong. But they have so far avoided a broader assault on major Chinese financial institutions. That caution comes as Trump prepares for a delicate relationship with Xi Jinping. Even as Trump confronts Iran, he's again praising his relationship with Kim Jong-un. Trump has called for a substantial reduction in the U.S.-South Korea military exercises, saying they send an inappropriate and hostile signal to Pyongyang. And the pattern is hard to miss on Russia. Remember, a direct intelligence channel on Iran, a nudge to Pakistan for reigniting talks on China, caution on North Korea, outreach. And at home, the political clock is ticking for Donald Trump. His approval rating has fallen to 33%, its lowest level in his presidency so far. Only 31% of Americans now support U.S. military action against Iran. And voters are increasingly worried about the economic cost of this war, particularly high energy prices. Now, with the midterms approaching, the question for Donald Trump is no longer just whether he can win the war. It is also whether he can end it without looking like he lost. Donald Trump continues to project strength, but behind the rhetoric, the diplomatic movement is clear. Trump may not be climbing down, but he does appear to be looking for a way down. We earlier spoke with Dr. Glenn Diesen, Professor of International Relations at the University of Southeastern Norway. Take a listen.
Political crisis is now quite obvious, as you argued. Trump's approval ratings are now very low. It also puts a huge threat for Trump and his party at the midterms coming up, but also for the United States. They are running now into a massive economic crisis. This hasn't begun to, the economy hasn't begun to unravel just yet, but all the indicators are suggesting that the bond markets can't be controlled anymore. And once this goes, you're going to have problem in the tech sector and beyond. So there's a lot of domestic problems they have to deal with. So it's a good, which are good reasons for trying to pull out of this crisis.